We have here verse 20 of the 13th chapter of the Gospel of John. We're in the aftermath of the washing of the disciples' feet and Jesus pointing out the exception with respect to these 12 disciples, that one of them is going to be the betrayer. And he indicates, of course, that he's told them these things in advance so that when they actually occur, these people will recognize that he knew this, and in fact it was necessary to fulfill what the Scriptures had predicted. It might lead to a kind of diminution, you might say, in the minds of the disciples as to the significance of being a follower of Christ, as if even among their number there was one who betrayed him. And that may be what stands behind this verse, which is somewhat interesting. It certainly gives a great truth here, but the reason it's inserted right at this point has been something of a bit of a conversation. So we have amen, amen, of course, adding additional weight to what's about to be said. Lego, first person singular, present active indicative of lego, I say. Humen, this is the indirect object, it's the second person, plural, dative, so I say to you. Then we have a participle construction. First of all, the masculine singular nominative article, the, and then followed by the present participle, lambanon, the receiving me one is the idea. This is a present active participle. It's masculine singular nominative, so present, the receiving, and then continuing on. Contraction of eon, it usually takes the subjunctive as it does here, combined with tena, the indefinite pronoun, usually is rendered something like whoever, whoever with the subjunctive now, and then pimpso. Pimpso is from pimpo, I send. This is the first person singular aorist active subjunctive. It could be the future as well. The spelling would be the same, but because we have on here, it's going to be the subjunctive. So the receiving, whoever, pimpso, I send, and then lambane, same word as here. Of course, this is the third person singular, present active indicative, receives, eme. Me is put up front to give it emphasis, so whoever receives anyone that I send will receive me. And then adding another layer to this, same construction, ho lambanon, the receiving me, the idea here, so he who receives me, and then once again the same word we saw before, lambane, receives, tone, the, and then a participle. This is an aorist participle. It's the same word, pimpo, that we had here, but now as an aorist participle. This is the aorist active participle. It's the masculine singular accusative because it goes along with the direct object of lambane, receives the having sent me one. So the one who receives whoever I send is going to be receiving me, and the one who receives me is receiving the one who sent me, receiving the Father. Again, this notion of a package connecting both Christ to the Father and the apostles of Christ to him. So lest they have some diminished view of the status of being an apostle, Jesus wants to reaffirm that notwithstanding the case of Judas, theirs is a very high and lofty situation, which is going to, of course, redound down through history with the great celebration of the authority that was given to them and the importance of their impact in history that continues to be part of what we appreciate and enjoy to this day.